Hello! Today I want to show you how to make a crochet shofar, a ram's horn traditionally used on the Jewish New Year Rosh Hashana. For reference, this is what a real shofar looks like, and I will show you how to make a crochet version of it to help you teach your child about this wonderful tradition. For this project, you will need your yarn, any shade of brown or beige that you would like, some stuffing, a crochet hook, stitch marker, scissors, and a needle. We'll begin by making 6 single crochets into a magic circle. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Close up the circle carefully and place the stitch marker into the last stitch. Row 2 is going to be 6 single crochets all around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Replace the stitch marker and make sure to turn your project onto the right side. Now for the next 10 rows, we are going to make all the stitches around and do an increase only in the last stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now in the last stitch we're going to make an increase. So 2 single crochets into the same spot. 1 and 2. Next row will be 6 stitches and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the last stitch an increase. Now you can tuck your tail inside and continue on with your increase rows until you've reached 16 stitches all around. At this point, we can begin stuffing. And make sure to stuff it pretty firmly so that it should keep that curved shape. Next row, we're going to begin in the same way, making an increase in the last stitch. And for the next 7 rows, we are going to make an increase in the first stitch as well. Increase in the last, and another increase into the first. this was my second 2 increased rows, and we're going to do until we have 7 altogether with these both increases. The 7th row with the 2 increases will begin with an increase, but will finish off without another increase, and we should have 30 stitches by now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 30. Next, we're going to make 3 rows just doing crochet all around, no increases. So 30 stitches all around for 3 rows. Now we're going to begin decreasing, and the first decrease row is going to be into the back loop only. The rest of the rows will be regular. Just this first decrease row will be in the back loop only. And before we begin, we can add some more stuffing. The first decrease row will be 3 single crochets and then a decrease. 1, back loop only, 2, 3, and decrease. 1, 2, and 3, and decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. Next row will be regular crochet, so into both loops, and it's 2 single crochets and then a decrease. 1, 2, and decrease. 1, 2, and decrease. Next row will be 1 single crochet and then a decrease. 1 and decrease. 1 and decrease. Before the last decrease row, we can add as much stuffing as we would want, because afterwards it'll be much harder to add. So this should be your last batch of stuffing. The last decrease row is all stitches decreasing all around. Two, three, 4, 5, and 6. Leave a little bit of a tail and cut the yarn. And pull through the last loop to secure. I will take the needle and carefully pick up the back loop of the 6 stitches around to close. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Carefully pull it closed and make a knot. I like to do a knot onto itself, so make kind of a loop, go through and pull it tight. Careful, it shouldn't break. And now we'll just hide this tail inside somewhere. Cut off any extra. And now we'll add the little crown on top, going through that row that we made back loop only. So now we're going to go through the front loops. So take your yarn, leaving a little bit of a tail to sew in later, and we'll find the stitch that's right before the first one. Like this, it'll make it a bit smoother going around. We'll take the last stitch, pull the yarn through, and make a chain to secure. And now we'll begin here from the first stitch of the row, making slip stitches into that front loop that we left. Slip stitch all around. Make sure it's not too tight and not too loose so that it should come out just right. When you reach the end, make a slip stitch back into the first space. And I like to do it this way. I already cut the yarn. And like this, when I do the slip stitch, I could already pull through everything and close. There we go. Now we'll just hide these two tails as well. There's my needle. There we go. And that's it, your shofar is all ready for Rosh Hashana. Shana Tovah to everyone, and may we have a sweet new year. Bye!